So I just want to start off by asking you, I guess, essentially who you are and
Okay.
what exactly did you do in your career in film?
Okay. My name is Mario Salvati. I've been involved in audio and visual for the past 40 plus years. Primarily, my work has been in the audio side of things. My film work has involved independent films and photography, my visual work, I should say. In photography, I've done cinematographer work, I've done continuity work, I've also recorded sets, on-set sound. I've done post-production.
So I just want to take a step back. How did you get into film?
It was a side. What's the word I'm trying to think of? It was I sort of fell into it, actually, through the work that I was doing with music. I was working on some music scores for films, and of course you get to know people in your network, and as you network, you start to encounter opportunities. So the early visual stuff that I got involved with was a lot of independent work and student films.
Okay. So that just naturally led on to more of a career then?
I would say my career is more musical than it is visual, to be honest with you. I can't call my visual side a career, to be honest with you. It's run parallel, but I've probably done more work in the music side than I have in the visual side.
Have you done in the music? Was it working on albums for certain artists, or just creating music just in general?
What I've done in the musical world is recording albums, recording demos for people, producing albums, producing artists, finding artists, and trying to sell them to record labels and things like that. So I have quite a discography.
Okay. So what are some notable projects you worked on, whether it's in the visual world or just audio world?
Two films come to mind. One is called Frogs for Snakes, which is work that I did for a director named Amos Poe, one of the principals in a company called Shooting Gallery Films, which has been a long-standing independent film company in New York City, downtown New York City. And then I did some work on a film, Love and a 45. On the music side, there's a bit. I've been lucky to work in different genres of music. So I've done salsa with Hector Lavoe and Celia Cruz and Ruben Blades. I've done hip hop with LL Cool J and Africa Bambaataa and Run DMC. Giving you the big names now.
Yeah, so
that kind of stuff.
So
rock people.
So it seems like you got involved in hip hop on a lot of the early stages of
very early days of hip hop. Yeah, Africa Bambaataa were considered the first guys to have a hit with the song Planet Rock.
Yeah.
I didn't do Planet Rock. I did their second song.
Oh.
The second song that they put out, and it was knee deep in the early days of hip hop and rap music.
So how do you see the evolution of hip hop? How does that affect your your perception of it just by being in seeing the early stages of it?
You want me to be honest?
Yeah. I'll be honest.
I find it a bit boring today.
Yeah.
Not everybody, but it is a bit boring today, and I think they could evolve the genre much more so than what they're doing. I think and I'll be honest with you, rock and roll is the same thing in my opinion. It's they're rehashing the same stuff over again. I'm hearing remixes that are doing the same stuff we were doing back in the 80s, and it's guys, come on, there's so much more out there you can do.
I feel like there's more of a niche that everybody's trying to follow. They're just a rap starter kit.
Right. Yeah. Kind of, what you've got today, I think, is this whole concept of branding. And then you become a brand, and then what that does is I think it puts people in a box.
Yeah.
And they don't want to go outside that box because it'll damage the brand.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
To wrap it up, so what made you start getting into teaching, or what made you want to teach?
I'll be totally honest with you, and I'll make it a short story. I'm married and I have children. and I decided to back off of my audio and visual work because that consumes you.
Yeah.
It takes a lot of time. And I backed off of it early 90s, the mid 90s, because my children were getting old enough to want and need a dad around.
Yeah.
So I made the decision to be a dad rather than a rock star.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, I thank you for your time, and
Anytime. My pleasure. Thank you, sir.
yeah.
All righty.